Good morning. Today we light the Advent candle of joy. Joy is a word we hear a lot around Christmas time. We hear it in Christmas songs and carols, and we see it on Christmas cards that arrive in the mail. We might read about it in Christmas stories. So today let's talk a little bit about what joy means. Joy is different from happiness. Happiness is something you feel when you do something really well. Maybe you got a good grade on a test, or you won a game. Or you could feel happiness when you taste really good food, or when I walk into a clean house, I feel really happy. I think it's fine to feel joy during those times too, but joy is different from happiness. In the Bible, there's a word called kara, and it's used for joy. And it means a deep feeling of inner gladness, delight, or rejoicing. The other thing about joy, about kara, is it is not dependent upon good circumstances. So your circumstances don't have to be great to feel joy. They don't even have to be okay. They could be pretty horrible. In the Bible, we hear stories about people who felt joy during some of the worst of times. People who were wandering in the desert for years and years felt joy, felt kara. People who were in prison felt joy and kara. And even people who were suffering and in physical pain felt joy. So let's try to think about what joy is. I'm going to give you some examples. Have you ever been outside and just noticed a bird perched in a tree, and for a moment you and the bird were just still, and you felt a deep connection in your bones to something bigger than yourself? Or have you ever laughed so hard with a friend or a sibling that you just kind of lost control of your body and your body fell over onto the couch? Or maybe you were at the dinner table and you spit milk out of your nose, or you just laughed so hard that tears ran from your eyes. And in that moment, you felt a deep connection to that person. Or have you ever gone outside at night and looked up at the sky and all the stars and how huge the sky is, and felt like a tiny piece of the universe there as you looked at the sky? All those things are moments of joy, and they point to something that are more than just our circumstances around us, but they point to a deep connection to each other, to love, and to God. It's almost like we're all connected by a string, and all the time, all of creation. And some moments that string will tighten and it will resonate with us. It will vibrate. It will make something in us recognize and go, oh my goodness, aha, yes, I was connected this whole time to you, to God, to love. Those are moments of joy. These circumstances that we're in right now are not great. There's a lot of sadness and a lot of grief and a lot of worry. We aren't able to see our family and friends like we're used to. So how can we, in these circumstances, find moments of joy? I listened to a podcast recently where the woman was trying to find more joy in her life. And so she decided that she would keep her eyes open and look for moments of delight. And when she saw one, she would just take her finger and raise it in the air and say, delight. And she had a friend that she would text, and they would text back and forth just that word at random times, delight, to know the other person had felt a deep connection to something bigger than themselves. They had felt joy. During this Advent, let's keep our eyes open for those moments of delight, of inner gladness and rejoicing. Let's keep our eyes open for joy, for kara. Let's find those moments and remember that in those times and all the time, we are connected to each other, we are connected to love, and we are connected to God. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you soon.